My whole identity, I started playing tennis when I was 10 years old. So every day of my life, for 4 hours a day, give or take, I was playing tennis after school, played in high school, played the state championships, got a scholarship to college, played 4 years in college, and then played professionally. And at the age of 27, it stopped abruptly. And I had no clue what I wanted to do. I really identified myself as a tennis player. It was all I knew. I mean, this sort of cute story I tell around that is with my mother. When I'd come to visit, if she had friends over, the first thing they'd say to me is, "Are you the tennis player or are you the doctor?" And I was the tennis player, but that's how I identified myself. And now there was no more tennis. So I was really lost. I had no idea what I wanted to do, what I wanted to be. And it was a really, really difficult time in my life. Well, it's a few things. When I retired, I don't know if I like fully retired the very first time because I still was really interested in tennis and I really missed the game, and I sort of tried to come back and that didn't really work out. And as I mentioned, I really wasn't sure at all what I was going to do. I was fortunate in that I was approached to do a Foot Locker commercial. Based on being a tennis player, they were looking for a tennis player. So I sort of fell into that and did the occasional commercial, which brought in some money. But it was really a dark time for me. Each year when the U.S. Open would come around, that's a 2-week tournament. I would turn off all the lights in the house, sit in front of the TV for 2 weeks, and not answer the phone. I mean, it was really, I really closed in. I didn't socialize. I wasn't talking to family or friends. I mean, it was really this closed down time for me and really difficult. And I just sort of lost myself in that moment. And, I remember crying during that time and just feeling sad. And it's really this overwhelming feeling of, I just don't know what to do. I don't know who I am. My biggest anxiety, I'd have to say, was money. I just didn't know what I was going to do to earn a living. I didn't have, a little bit of savings, but nothing really to talk about. And I wasn't making much money. I mentioned the commercials I was doing, but I wasn't a spokesperson. I didn't get this huge check because I was some famous athlete who was high in demand. I played professional tennis and I did my thing and I earned a nice world ranking, but nobody was breaking down my doors to be their spokesperson. So my biggest challenge and my biggest fear, and anxiety is really the right word, was what am I going to do to earn a living? And right attached to that was, what the heck do I want to do? Deep inside, I didn't really have that feeling like I knew anything else, like I could do anything else. I mean, as confident as I was on the tennis court, I was equally unconfident or not confident in trying to figure out what I was going to do for work. So I'd say that was my biggest challenge. I suppose the advice I would give is get started right now. Don't wait. I waited till I was finished playing tennis to try and figure out what it was I wanted to do. And I would encourage any active athletes to think about that as they were coming towards the end or the twilight of their career. And to those athletes like myself who had already finished, is don't wait. Also don't wait. Get started now. Get with somebody who can assist you. I wish there was a company like LCI around when I stopped playing tennis. I didn't have any guidance. I didn't know what to do. I just sort of stumbled over myself for a few years and wasn't really sure what I wanted to do. And after my tennis career, I got into a financial services career for 20 years. I was never really passionate about it. It paid the bills and supported my family. But I just never had that feeling of fulfillment, that passion, that thing that really made me want to wake up in the morning. I never had any of that. And through a bunch of work that I've done working with a coach, I was able to figure that out. And for the last 6 years, I've been working as a life coach. I've got my master's in spiritual psychology. I'll have my master's in clinical psychology over the summer. And I get to work with exciting, interesting people who want to grow and want assistance in transition. And that's the reason why I wake up every day. So bringing it back to a nutshell, I suppose my advice would be get started now, get working with somebody, and find your passion. I can't even imagine how much faster, easier, smoother, and frankly, less painful my transition would have been. I don't think I would have been sitting in front of the TV with the curtains closed and all shut in and not answering the phone if I was able to work with somebody and help me access some of those things and, talk about those feelings and just help with even some of the standard like day-to-day things of how to actually move from one place into another. So I don't know if I'm answering your question, but dramatically different. My experience, I believe, would have been dramatically different. It would have been a lot faster, a lot smoother, and much less painful.